Thank you so much. Biggest thing about UMass is obviously we are a state institution. We do have a high commuter population. For recruiting, that is tough. Dorms are coming, though, in 2018. Our mission of our university is workforce experience and research. We are the only research institution in the university system, so because of that, we're getting a lot of funding right now. Diversity is a big part of our university. We have over 160 countries in our student population represented. I've worked at 4 Division I schools. This is my Division III start, and it's the most diverse school I've ever been at. UMass Boston has grown 40% in the last 6 years as far as our student population, and being that research institution, we're part of a 5% population in the country. Working at all levels, Division I and Division III, they are probably the two extremes. I played Division I basketball, and it was a job. You know, life off of the floor was not really a priority. It was about winning and winning only. But in saying that, there's a lot of Division III programs. You have to remember, there's so many kids that play in high school, and only 3% of those kids actually play at the college level. You know, a lot of these parents are recruiting me and have these hoop dreams, but you want to make sure that the kids are happy and have a good experience. In saying that, there's recreational intramurals. What that is you basically play at the school. A lot of schools will have flag football or basketball, soccer, frisbee, different things. And then there's club, which is a little bit more intense. Club is probably a step above of intramurals as far as the commitment and travel. So a lot of club teams take it very seriously, but again, understanding that you are a student first. In the club scene, you'll actually travel to other schools in the region, so that's something to think about. As a Division III athlete, like my team, for instance, I don't have kids, but I have 15 every day, and I have 50 that I recruit every month. So I'm definitely going through this whole process with 50 different kids. So one thing that I would say, the Division III level, in season, you're probably looking at for hours, 13 to 17 hours a week. So it does become a part-time job, depending on how good you want to be or how great you would like to be. Out of season, it's probably 0 to 6 hours a week, whether it's training or you have jobs. A lot of my kids have jobs, and I have to be very flexible. Coming from the Division I level, that was tough. But it's really humbled me about life outside of sports and really diving into internships and workforce experience. One of the questions, one thing that we talked about on the panel was a New England regional program. Again, I recruit kids from all over New England, and if you touch another state and you're interested in going to school out of state, I would really look into that as far as majors are concerned, if it fits your demographic. I recruit a lot of kids out of Connecticut, Mass, Rhode Island, and we really try to look at that because there are tuition breaks. One thing, if you do have the Division I aspiration, and this is the student athlete, one thing you'll need to start talking about is the NCAA clearinghouse. Things have changed. It's getting a lot harder. A lot of kids are being pushed to community college because your first 10 core courses are locked in as far as your academics. It used to be in my day that you could retake classes and it would replace the grade. But now as a student, if you really struggle freshman and sophomore year, those first 10 classes are locked in as far as GPA. And the NCAA clearinghouse takes 16 units, and most of the units that were talked about by my fellow panelists. Division III level, there are no scholarships. Division II level, they give partial scholarships. Some coaches give partials, and they package it with financial aid, and some coaches give fulls. At the Division I level, for the women's side, for basketball, there's 15 scholarships. For the men's side, there's 13. One of the questions was, is a student commits, is it binding? For the Division I and II level, they have what they call an NLI, which is a national letter of intent, where you have a signing period that you do sign that. Say you did that early they called it the early signing period versus the late signing period. So if you did it early and you committed to a school and you got injured, it would be binding for that school to take care of you financially. That is followed by a financial aid agreement, which is also a binding contract to that school. One really important thing when I talk about recruiting with different student athletes is getting started early. You know, I'm a big believer when I recruit a kid that to take as many visits as possible to different types of campuses, whether it's a college town or a city urban campus. It's really important to get a feel for what you are looking for, whether it's size of school, location of school as well. And that's it. Stay fit.